Welcome to Inside Raider Nation, live here from Sharksburger, where we are at the Cold Spring Shopping Center location for the playoff edition of Rouse Raider football. Man, Coach, all we have to say, congratulations, champion.
Yeah, that sounds really good. Back-to-back district champions, and what a great week last week was overall for the program, and a lot of great directions. And to finish the season up, with that win Friday night really put us in a great place. And, now we get the opportunity to go into the playoffs with some momentum and number one seed in our side of the bracket in the region. So that's what you fight all those times and all those games for. And then just the pure joy that came after that game last Friday night.
I think that's what you posted was pure joy. Coach, and we're going to talk plenty about that game for sure. Because it was a deficit at halftime, 10-0. Someplace, I guess, that we got spoiled that we haven't been in before, and came out in that second half and 31 points. And it was one of those things that I guess, Coach, that you just kind of say you couldn't have wrote it any better. I know that's a little stressful on you guys, but the way you came back to win to show the resiliency of the team really spoke volumes, I think, to a lot of people that maybe have doubted this team.
Yeah, I mean, we've had, certain, I wouldn't say critics, but, people that were really very curious to see, what was going to happen if we got into a tight game, big games and stuff like that. We've been very blessed, with the exception of the one non-district game, most of the time by halftime, we were in a 21-plus game. Now, I look back to the Anderson game. That game got tight, even though we had a comfortable lead, and then it got tightened up at the end. We had to battle through and finish that game out. So there was a little bit of, memory bank to draw from on that. But then you get into district play, and, really until the second half of Eastview, we got pushed a little bit. But, that was a 17-plus margin throughout the whole game. Never really got close. And then, obviously, the Glen game, we jump out 21-0, and they surged back, and we had to go answer the call. But, we had success to build on early to go back, like, hey, we can do this. We moved the ball in the first half. Just calm down. We're there, to Brenham just came out physically, thought they were going to challenge us. And, I mean, they were a great-looking football team off the bus. I thought, their strengths matched some of our strengths really well. They tried to really play a smash mouth, brutal, in-your-face, let's be physical football. And we didn't respond well. I thought we'd respond well on defense. We didn't respond well on offense. I thought, and same time, it's 10-0 at the end of the half. The interception before half, which was monumental, it was huge. That way our defense came up and showed up like that. And then, you get into halftime, and you just had to remind the guys, if it was 30-20 right now and we were trailing by 10 at half, but we had scored, y'all be okay. Yeah. It's just 10-0. Calm down. This is what real football is. It's physical. It's in your face. It's not going to come easy. We're going to have to grind some of this out. We're going to have to switch up and make adjustments. Coach Pleasant offensive staff have been so dialed in that everything we drew up has gone down. We've scored on opening drives every game, but the last week we didn't. Turn around the next drive, scored. So we had to all dig in, and which was, in the long term and the big picture of playoffs, huge for us. And I just told them, you're going to have to play like a man this game. You're going to have to man up. They're going to continue to get after you and punch you in the mouth, and we're going to find out what kind of character we have, what kind of team, win or lose. We're in a great situation. Just go out there and win your job on play one. And our heads kind of picked back up. They got back in momentum. We didn't really yell or get it over animated. You got to man up. Yeah. Because this is an example of life. FYI, it's not this easy. It's easy going. You're up 21 at half.
Sure.
Rolling through the deal. Everything smells good. Everybody's got a touchdown. Defense is getting stops. And, hey, this isn't going to be stressful at all. And, they're coming back. Okay, what are we going to do? No, we had to go out there and fight. And we had to fight all the way through until that fourth quarter. We didn't take the lead till late in that game. And that's just a tribute to the kids believing. The momentum jumped. And, our coaches did a good job adjusting and getting us into situations.
We're going to talk plenty about that win, but we've got to talk about the sponsors that are bringing us Rouse Raider football as well as Inside Raider Nation this 2021 season. AutoNation Chevy West Austin, our newest sponsor. Thank you to them. Also, the crossover, and we have to remind you about the crossover, their grand opening coming up Saturday. So after the playoff victory on Friday, 4 to 10 p.m. At the crossover, crossovertx.com is where you can find out more information. They're going to have live music, food, fun for the whole family. So go by and see them for their grand opening. Also, Smile Doctors, Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, Chaparral Ice Center, Jamie Armstrong with eXp Realty, Texas Medicare Advisors, and Covert Cadillac.
We got Texas Regional Bank, Lacombe Chiropractic Massage Center, Yard Bass, Rock Springs, One Touch Point, Serenity Pools here tonight at Sharkburger. Again, a really great place. The Grove as well. And a big shout out to, the Smiles Doctor and Sharkburger coming in for a playoff sponsorship. It's not too late. Go to rousefootball.org, and, we're still looking for playoff sponsors. There's a lot of expenses that come with playoffs. So if you're a business, corporation, family member out there that's looking forward to doing something to help us out, please jump on. And it's not too late to get on the bandwagon. We're hoping this thing goes for a while. It could, be a great December if we're fortunate enough. So also we got player shout outs right now that are still going on. I believe they're due tonight at midnight or something maybe.
Yeah, I think so.
I hope I didn't overstep that and I'll get a text from Miss Short if I screwed that up. But
yeah.
That's been neat to see the player announcements going out on social media and all that. So keep that up, keep that coming. I really appreciate the Booster Club sponsors for everything that they're doing.
Everything that they're doing. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to have the highlights from the game against Brenham, and we'll make sure that we do those justice. We've got about 9.5 minutes of highlights, so you guys are going to get plenty of what happened on Friday night and that historic comeback for not only the second but the back-to-back. Coach, I don't know that we could have thought about this 2 years ago and said that we could foresee the future and see this happening, but it did, and here we are in district champions back-to-back. And, it's rolling into the playoffs. So the third part of the season comes right after this break. You're listening and watching Inside Raider Nation here on A to Z Sports Media. The Crossover's vision is to give kids and adults a chance to find out what they're passionate about and to motivate them to work hard to achieve great things. We want to bring families together in one destination where they can enjoy their time together no matter what dreams they are chasing. From here, you can go anywhere. The Crossover is Cedar Park's premier sports, wellness, and entertainment destination and is a proud supporter of Rouse Raiders football. Visit crossovertx.com to learn more and go Raiders. Welcome back to Inside Raider Nation, live from Sharksburger. Sonny Zepeda along with head coach Josh Mann of the Rouse Raiders, the two-time back-to-back district champions. That's fun to say.
Yeah, it's really neat. You looking back to the week, just recapping, now that we're at the end, about to jump into the highlights, our freshmen ended up, unfortunately one game short, but 9-1 on the year with tremendous season. That's our third back-to-back 9-win season on the freshman level. Mm-hmm. It's we've had 2 district championships there in the past 2 years. Fell one game short to Brenham, but that brings the last 3 years. That's 27-2-1 that our freshmen have gone in our program. So they established that. Our JV went 6-3-1 on the season. Tremendous group. I mean, we had so many different kids from out of state, not playing the year before in COVID. So tremendous shout out to those guys. I just want to give that. Obviously we're sitting in the 9 wins on the varsity. We're right now as a program 24-4-1. On the season, wow, which is one of the best all times we've done. So, going out and looking at these highlights, I just can't say enough about the way the coaches have handled that, the kids, the expectation of that, like you showed right there, the back-to-back, and how that's growing daily. And it showed this morning at practice again.
Yeah, we talked to the coaches. Every coach that we talk to is talking about the culture and what's being created, not just at the varsity level, but all the way down, because now those kids see that. And that's the expectation, kind of what we'll talk about here in just a minute as well.
Absolutely.
we'll jump to these highlights, hopefully. And we're doing all this, by the way, the reason the computer's in front of me without our executive producer, Cody Franks. He's with CTS this week, so we're definitely missing him. Kind of get spoiled, kind of like the Rouse Raiders when you're used to that lead at halftime and you don't have it, and now all of a sudden we're without Cody. But we're going to try to get through this, Coach, and do the best that we can. So we'll see if we can't cue up a little in-screen action there.
There we go. I like that. You're big time. Look at you.
Telling you. All right, so this first highlight, I believe, is going to be a good angle. I like this angle. Is that field goal?
Yeah, that was huge. You know, he just missed the one before it. Obviously, though, there was a penalty on that. They wrote the kicker. Tremendous shout out to Corey Simmons jumping in. Well, unfortunately, Alex couldn't be there Friday night due to an illness, and jumped right in. And I mean, we didn't know that till Friday morning late. Right. And it wasn't like, oh, okay, well, and we do get Corey some reps in the week, but we trust Alex 100%. Yeah. He's done a tremendous job, and so Corey coming in. You know, it's all it is, district championship online. Make sure you get the catch, snap down. And, you know, we trust Mason. Mason's going to boom those things through no matter what for us. And he's been so great this year. Mason has scored 65 points on the season so far.
That's really good.
Yeah, most of those, you know, we don't kick a lot of field goals. You know, a lot of times they gain on the team because, you know, a lot of people kick field goals in the NFL. You know, most of this just come from those one-pointers. So that's a tremendous job with Mason and then Corey, Nick, Snap, and doing all the work they did there.
And, of course, this one we had to put in the special teams third phase of this game. And you just watch right here, and the bullet is going to come flying in. We watched him, Coach, one time and kept an eye on Jacob. There's Corey, Jacob, Caden. There's a number of players getting down there and just breaking down, but making that kind of tackle.
I'm just saying, it's a really hole to climb out of, and it kept that 10 to eat. Made the halftime speech a lot easier, I promise that.
Yeah.
And just awareness to tip it, spin, catch it. I believe that was on one of the news stations, Save of the Week. I don't know. I think it won. I don't know, but it was amazing. Yeah. Huge play by a senior, again, coming through for us.
And then, of course, we're going to go another defensive play here in the beginning, trying to set up that wide receiver screen, and just a good read there by the linebacker.
Yeah, Jace did a great job there. You know, saw the release of the tackle, didn't hesitate, triggered upfield where that block can't get you because – if you get that kick block, it makes that play a lot easier, and that was a tremendous job on his part.
And here we're going to see the big tight end get involved there, and wow,
great patience setup. You know that was huge. That got the drive going. If they wasn't for Ben getting in that one, we really needed to get a first down bad here, and he set us up to get that on that big play. Good catch, rumbling, bumbling, stumbling. Big Ben,
whatever it takes.
That was your catch. And that set this up two or three plays later. He hit Jalen, and it was just a matter of time. And we finally found where we could get those shots in. They were giving us some looks, and great job by Corey selling the fake. Whole shot by Mason that's a hard throw, you know, because we're reading that. It's not called just throw it short in the hole. I mean, we're reading that on the fly, and that was a tremendous job by both of them being on the same page.
When you talked about Corey, and we talked about him in the pregame, is probably one of the most underrated receivers
absolutely.
In the district, but he comes through at some of the most clutch times.
Well, again, Jalen does a great job of selling hands up. You know, they bite down. Again, they're playing over. I thought he was going to spin out of that and go. I was like, come on, stay in. But, again, great protection up front. You know, got it back in. And now you could feel at this point the game, the momentum was jumping. You know, they were up 17-0. Jalen made it 17-7. That drive right there got us at 17-14. Great. You know, the post has been something that's hurt us throughout the season, and we've been just adjusting on him. Coach A and those DBs are doing a great job. Great job. Ran the route for him.
Yeah.
That's an amazing job by Metis right there. And that's an all-district receiver from last year. So that's a great job.
I think that's even what David said, that he ran the route for him there. And, again, pass protection. But, you know, Stackhouse was good with his feet, and that was a threat you talked about. He was, you know, good getting out of that pocket. But there was times when he did get his yards. Let's just give him credit.
Did.
But there was also times the defense did exactly this here.
We kind of finally made a little adjustment, realizing they're really not attacking us through the middle seams, and, you know, allowed our backers to sit in there and spy him a little more. So that was a great job of adjustment on the defense side, and Zach and them just executing it, staying in front, because he's not easy to tackle.
Another defensive play here on the outside.
I thought that was House the other way. I thought we were about to pick that one. Yeah. They'd been kind of hitting us on those stop routes there early in the game, picking up some yardage, you know. And they're fast. You know, you have to respect that kind of speed. But we finally, kids started understanding, believing in themselves, start driving on the ball. Great job.
And this one here is just
oh, yeah. Great job by Jalen and Corey out there setting up the blocks. I think it was Jalen, Corey, and maybe Donnie in that one. I can't remember. I'll have to see it from the other angle. But, you know, just trying to get these guys loose. Good job of getting under center so that, I think that's
Jalen and
That
Corey.
is Jalen, Corey, yeah. Jalen, again, you know, talk about his stats here in a second, but that's a tremendous job, and that dude he can go fast, and that was a huge play. That cut it back because we had gone for it on 4th down and went short, and they went up 24-14. They went back to 10 on us, and I was like, oh, gosh, you know, maybe we should have punted, but now we got to keep staying aggressive, and that play got us back to 21-14, got us right back in the game.
This one here, a good defensive play again.
Yeah.
He steps up in that pocket. I mean, it didn't hesitate at times to just take off. You know?
It was kind of a tendency on him. You got to take his first read away if you can. He wants to pull it down and look to run, and you know he scrambles well. But great job by Ben and Nico both getting there and getting the sack. This was fun. You know, I know a lot of people in the stands were wondering why we keep throwing those little things out there to Corey and them. Eventually it sets up something special. And so the route special came in, and great timing. I mean, the whole time you're holding your breath because we know what's called. So we're like, oh, God, get the first throw. Okay, get the second throw. Okay, catch it. Okay, don't get caught.
Yeah.
And no.
I mean, there was no catching him once he hit the 30.
That was over. Tremendous job. Great execution. Yeah, we have been running that play for a couple years, and it was just like you don't know, and that's a great job of those guys staying in tune. You know, coach, whatever, it's specials. We're not going to run them because we got a bunch of them. We're kind of waiting for the right moments to pull them out. So that was a great job by the staff doing that.
And here's a good
huge
play.
Sack. Nick Hudson coming in and getting a big sack. Little excited there.
A little excited there.
Yeah, it was huge. Great job on the back half of just not giving him somewhere to go. Nico pressuring him to his – and especially right-handed quarterback. That's the way we want him to go is to his left. A little harder to turn to get set up, and it was a tremendous job.
I thought a great job here.
2 weeks in a row. I mean, if you watched this earlier, you said, what's the Achilles heel? You know, if we have to punt, we were struggling. Lots of shanks, lots of short kicks, and 2 weeks in a row, Yates has now really delivered, hit some big ones. And I always hear Ben coming by me, that boy Yates, you got a great punt. He's always screaming it on the sideline. So we were fired up. That got the roll we wanted, unreturnable. Just a great job of getting down there.
Yeah, good job of flipping the field, as you would say. In this defensive play here, I mean, they're inside the red zone again.
Yeah.
And try that little stretch play, but you got that big number 15 out there that just –
he played okay. I mean, he only did a lot.
I think we had a picture. I think we had a picture of him, the referee talking to him. I don't know if he's congratulating him or telling him not to celebrate too much.
What's so impressive is how he's he's been always a great player, but he's starting to play with his hands exceptionally well. Like he's punching, getting off blocks, getting off of guys, and it's just making him deadly. And when the fun part is now the other guys, the other D linemen can see that because, Coach E's working on it. Now they see it and being successful. It just gives them the confidence to believe in using that. Because once you start playing with your hands at D-line and able to punch and separate, it becomes a lot of fun. Really fun game at that point.
Yeah, right here you got Dash stepping in the hole, Zach coming in. And
those linebackers, the D-line did a great job all night again. Second week in a row, they played huge for us. O'Reilly's kind of being back in the picture where we thought O'Reilly was going to be all year. Nico's not playing like a sophomore anymore. He's starting to grow up and play big. Castaneda, and obviously Ben, and then, being able to bring Nick in and give us that length and that height that Nick brings in leverage. It's been real special.
This is one of the plays I think we've seen throughout the season of teams trying to run that and get to the edge, but your outside linebackers is doing a good job, and then the scraping by your inside linebackers in that D line to get down that line of scrimmage.
Just gaps down. Everybody's where they're supposed to be. Oh no! Come on, Ben.
Ben.
Let Jace get a tackle. You're awful nice. Great job. That I was really, they're trying to get the back out, and that was hard. They kind of gave us fits all week. Got it there. Big play by 2-9 on that one. We already showed that.
Wow.
There you go,
there
Dash, and that's a great fit.
Zach,
Again, D-line, but you look at the run through that Dash and Zach get because of where our D-line is on this.
Yeah, I think, right.
You see it right now, clean.
Yep,
clean and straight through. Zach's right where he's supposed to be, bang. You got a Lacombe Dash sandwich.
And I believe this one, you have to talk about Marcus Waldman a little bit.
Wow, unbelievable. Justin has come on and played so well. Obviously, EJ, we're still trying to get him back in the mix. Calvin's still, out with his shoulder, and it was like we knew Marcus was going to play some. If you'd have told me he was the only back alive at that point in the game, and he looked nervous in the first half and settled in. In the second half, he ripped off 3 or 4 runs that just changed the momentum of the game, and that's special. That's your if we decline 4th-string running back. That's how spoiled we are.
Yeah.
That's your 4th-string running back coming in, doesn't turn the ball over, runs great, puts his shoulders down, made some big guys miss too, as you'll see in this next play.
Yeah, this right here, and I offensive line did a tremendous job, but I'm following big number 77 if I'm Marcus as well, and then boom. That umpire, I'm telling you, he should have taken him out.
Another move. Get off me. Going forward. Just
and you got the receivers down the field blocking.
This one right here.
Yeah.
What the great job up front again, seeing it. Now watch 10 finish this at the end. Come here, 6. Yeah. Oh, that was 20. I think was that 20 or 6? I don't remember. 20. I think Jalen got him on that one. Yeah, 20. Just again, and that's credit. Last week we had a challenge them this week because we didn't block well last week at times against Glenn, and that's credit to them. But I think we were better than what we showed at times, and really challenged those guys. Hayhurst really got into them this week, and I think some things we got to be able to go a little more good in practice because this time of year you have to, and them having to block Ben and them a little bit woke them up a little bit more. And Bartz, Allen, Wood, Blake Meyer, Alex DeVille, and then you throw Ben and Nick into those equations. Just really did a tremendous job for the team.
Yeah, this is just a massive humanity right there.
Get in there.
There was no way that was not going to be in.
No. I think we're still a little high there. I'd like to see us a little lower coming off, but Zach got a good push out. That was a struggle with us the week before, getting down there, not getting it in, and there we are, punching it in. So that's a tremendous job right there.
And they waited a little bit, and we gave him a hard time because I think they were waiting for him to get to the yellow line where the 6-yard box is for soccer. Because he was in. As soon as that push came from Zach and Marcus got behind him and see the freshman there getting involved, I mean,
it makes it dramatic when they got to run in and throw them hands up.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
It's right
Huge
here.
Play. Right after we had kicked the field goal, ball out, and just the pursuit of the defense. Because, it's great to get the turnover, and that's, Peyton Best. And, he covers well. We've been coaching him on tackling, and, he got his shoulder down, dashed there on top, got the huge turnover. That was unbelievable.
And there you go, Coach.
That feels good. Back to back, baby.
There it is.
Yeah, that's 14 straight district wins. And coming off of we talk about it still today, and credit to the seniors from 2 years ago off that 1-9 team, and talking with those guys in last Saturday after the Glen game. Again, I knew they had choices to make. A lot of them went to could have just quit football and gone straight basketball. Could have transferred schools. Some kids did. Some didn't want to play football more, chose to go into other stuff because why? It's not fun. It's not fun. And these guys said, no, we believe there's something there. Those kids didn't quit on the season. They stayed with it. We got to stay committed and do it and see what happens. And we started talking about that offseason. The standard, we're going to make the playoffs here, I promise. We're going to work hard. We believe in it. We're going to get a good staff. The expectations, we're going to start winning district championships. And they're like, sounds good, Coach. Sure. And Will Fisher talked about that last year in the playoffs. Like, he said it, but he didn't we kept saying it till we believed it.
Yeah.
And now it's fun because it's back-to-back, and you can put that on the wall, and you can point to the other guys. How? Because being unselfish, serving your teammates, trying to do it. We don't play a lot of games in off seasons. We don't take a lot of free days. We don't have water balloon fights, and I'm just not. I'm an old duddy futt. I love hard work. I think hard work, you get rewarded when you work hard all the time. And we find ways. But I heard it afterwards, and I heard it on Saturday. They were still on cloud 9 when they were up there Saturday. That guy said that's the most fun I've ever had in my life.
Yeah.
And that's what I said. That's why you work hard, because then you get over the struggles, the adversity, the fight. But, man, that moment when you get your goal, when you hit your expectation, it's bliss.
What's that old quote? The more you invest, the more it's worth in the end.
100%.
And I think, like you said, and I keep thinking back to Kane Adamas, Jack Wingard, Lane Bresnahan, that group of seniors that to me, that's where the tide turned. And yes, COVID did make us appreciate a lot of things in 2020, but the season that they had was because of that culture. And now you see those freshmen. I'm not telling you, I watched that game, Coach, and they were not happy campers.
No.
They wanted that expectation. They wanted to meet that expectation and hit the standard that has been set. And that is only going to now tell those kids that are coming from Wiley and from Stiles, this is what you need to do to be a Rouse football player. And I've called enough games and I've seen enough things in my time of football, and I know you have too, that there's been times where you feel like sometimes it's lip service. After that game, the questions that were answered about this team, there was an exclamation point. It wasn't a period. It was an exclamation point. And I think now, going into the playoffs, the third part of the season, it's refocusing, because when you face that kind of adversity, Coach, and we were in the booth, David and I were both looking at each other like, okay, what's going to happen?
Yeah.
I said they're going to make adjustments and they're going to come out and play. That's one thing you can always say about Rouse Raider football players. Never going to quit. Doesn't matter what the score is. But I think that gave us the opportunity, and gave you guys the opportunity, right, to say, here's what it's about.
Well, and it was us, because the crowd stayed. They got louder. They impacted the game. We got a couple false starts, I believe, because the crowd noise was so great from our student body, from our fans in the stands. You know, I heard it was rattling up in the press box.
It was a little shaky.
That all that plays in the fact that it could have been 10, 17, nothing. Hey, let's go see what volleyball is. Let's go over here. Let's go. No, they believed it. They stayed through. And the cool part now is it's not just, baseball set a high standard last year, and since Coach Crimpine, and, they've really hit that mark. We've been catching that and matching that and living that through football. Volleyball, 6 times back-to-back district champions, state semifinalist, state finalist team. Our girls soccer program's been there. But this year, you look right now, boys and girls, boys football, girls volleyball, both district champs. We had some representatives in cross country at the regional meet. Band takes number 2 overall in the state of Texas. That's the highest we've been in band. If you don't think the culture and expectation at Rouse is not to win championships and be great and do it the right way and be a part of it, hey, it's a good time to be a Raider, and there's plenty of time to do it. And I can tell you right now, I'm watching what that's carrying into our winter sports right now, and I'm excited to see how that torch is going to pass, because I really like what's going to be coming out in boys basketball, girls basketball, our soccer programs. Wrestling's got an all-time number in participants right now. Our golf is breaking records. Our swim, it's like this is what the expectation looks like and sets. And it's not just the football team. We've had a little part in that, but it's carrying over to everything you see done on our campus.
Well, I'm going to go back, and I'm going to give some credit where credit is due, Coach. Not only is it you and the coaching staff across the board, all your coaches, but it's also Mrs. Simpson and what she did while she was there, what Mr. Graham did, and now what Dr. Thompson is able 100%. To do and just carry on. And it's believing in this, because, these kids now start believing that Rouse is it's a blue-collar mentality. Just bring your lunch pail to work and go to work.
Yeah.
We're not going to be flashy. We don't need it. You'll celebrate when you celebrate, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what we're enjoying tonight. But I guarantee you, after this is over, you guys have already started the prep for this week, which Austin Travis will come to Bible Stadium. We'll have more information of how you can watch that game if you can't make it out. But I'm telling you, if you haven't seen the Raiders live and in person, you're missing an opportunity to watch some great football for sure. And it's playoff football. And what more could you expect? Coach Pleasant said he was going to let everything hang out, but and he did. So.
We absolutely did. We had opportunities first half. We just missed some Mason let some throws short. We dropped some balls. We missed a block. Low snap. It was just like, calm down. And we were over emotional. There's a big hit in the game that could have been a call, didn't get called. But for us to everybody to stay, there wasn't a sense of just screaming panic, and that's you got to stay in that moment, because here's the deal: life. The more you scream and yell, probably the worse it's going to get.
Right. To
be honest, and I get animated at times. We get animated in practice at times. We're going to put that hard pressure on, because I think pressure either builds you or shapes diamonds. It's going to break you or make you a diamond. So I think we're shaping up a lot of diamonds right now.
Absolutely, and you can put that second diamond on the district championship crown, where the Rouse Raiders 2020 and 2021 district champions for the it's just fun to say, Coach.
Yeah, it is.
It really is. Here you see it, and I don't know if you caught that, Coach, but on that graphic, it's already been
Oh,
updated.
gosh, it is. It's updated.
It's already been
got
updated.
2021 on it.
In 2021.
Ooh, that looks good.
So we're going to take a break, and we're going to listen from some of our sponsors. And when we come back, we may have, I don't know, whoever. We got some big time. We got some big dogs here.
We got some big dogs. I think they need to get on the mic again tonight.
Yeah. Ben says he's first one up, I think.
Oh, yeah, he's excited.
Yeah. So we're going to take a quick break, listen from some more of our sponsors. We'll be back with more Inside Raider Nation right after this. Welcome back to Inside Raider Nation. Joining me here is Jace Mann. JC's very quiet. He's acting quiet. I don't believe that at all. But Big Ben, my man, Big Ben. And I'm hoping that you let me hold your helmet again this week. That was the luck, right? I just have to hold it.
Of course, yes.
Right, to give it to you. Yeah. I'm telling you, possess the defense. We talked about it on our post game with you guys. Questions answered about this defense after that second half performance? Forget the first half, right? That's one you chalk up. What was your mentality? You're a senior. You want to go out with that district title, right, back to back, and leave a legacy. What were you thinking as a senior coming in at halftime? You're down 10-0.
I mean, all I was thinking about is just, I mean, defense. We didn't have a bad first half. I mean, if we think about it, I mean, they scored twice there in the beginning, and I mean, they got the ball like inside the 40-yard line. So we were thinking about, hey, like our offense is gonna get it rolling, and then we just gotta keep up kind of what we were doing, running to the football, and we'll be okay. So
yeah. And you guys just start gaining that confidence, that momentum, and it was a matter of time. You feed off that offense when they can pull out the trick play, right? And you're like, okay, now it's time for us to go to work.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And you got a pass reception. You look like
I got cracked on that, man. I saw three dudes coming at me, man, and then I was just trying to protect myself, and then the back of my head just got cracked. I had a massive headache.
Yeah, it looked like it was a little impactful, just from where we were at. But yeah, you popped right back up. You're used to dealing those blows out, right? Instead of getting them.
Occasionally.
Yeah, occasionally. But when you have to catch it, you have to catch it. Yeah. All right, Jace, we're going to hand the microphone to you. First time we get to talk to Jace Mann, outside linebacker. One thing we have to tell you is from a standpoint of the media side of things, we love your celebrations afterwards. You and Ben,
finally somebody that'll give me some love for it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We're giving you not only the love for that, but also your play at outside linebacker. That linebacking core has really come along. I mean, you got the two guys, Dash and Zach inside, and then you and Christian on the outside. Caden Heitzman, Logan Fleming. I mean, there's a good group. Anthony Hornsby. Talk about that group and how fun it's been to be a part of that group.
Coming from somebody that played with all the seniors last year with Hagan, Clough, and Welton, it was definitely a difference to play with them, especially from a maturity standpoint. Because Josh and Clough and Welton were definitely different when it came to how they spoke with people.
Yeah.
And so playing with them, it's been a lot of fun, though, especially since I've been playing with them for a while. So kind of us being close going into it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Part of that.
How exciting was that after the game? Not only, I mean, you're down 10-0, come back and win in the fashion that you guys did. Not to just get your second, but back-to-back. That's hard to do.
Yeah, I was overwhelmed, definitely. You know, I had a bunch of family in town and a bunch of people watching, so that it was pretty much a hug show for everybody that
Yeah.
won. It was crazy.
You just didn't come to us and give me a hug. Ben did. Yeah, Ben did.
I didn't see you.
Yeah,
I didn't see you.
You were hugging everybody else. That's what it was. There was too many people in front. Favorite flavor of ice cream? Oh,
Vanilla. Just plain vanilla.
Jace. that is like.
Maybe add a
Shane
little
is
bit
looking
like
at me like the
chocolate
same thing,
on it
right?
A little bit, but
All right, Ben.
Sometimes vanilla, if you're in the mood for it,
Hits a spot.
exactly.
Okay, and that comes. So, what's your favorite flavor?
definitely still mint chocolate chip.
The mint chocolate chip guy. Okay. We can go with that. All right. Superstitions. You have any pregame rituals, superstitions?
Not really.
No.
I kind of just always like keeping in order what I do before the game.
An order.
Yes, I don't like changing things up. Try to keep it as simple as possible.
Okay. What's that order? What do you have to eat a certain food on game day?
No, not really. I kind of like going home. I kind of like laying down for a little bit since I'm off period, and then when I get to stay and listen to music, I always change in stuff in the specific order that I do. Go out, stretch, and then do our warm ups and all that stuff. So.
Okay. All right, Ben. Anything for you?
No, not really. But I mean, I do about the same thing before every pregame. You know, I listen to my music.
Taylor Swift still?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
And then, I eat leftovers or Freebirds. It's one or the other. Leftovers or Freebirds. That's what it is.
Yeah.
And, yeah, that's about it.
Okay. All right, so let's talk a little bit about you, senior this year. Plans after high school. What's your plans? Go to college, right?
Yeah, I want to go play ball somewhere. Not sure where that's going to be. I have no clue what I want to major in.
Okay.
But I want to go to law school. So we'll see. I can kind of do whatever. I'll probably do something like business related.
Yeah.
Go play ball.
It's okay. You don't have to decide right now because I'm as old as I am, and I still don't know what I want to be when I grow up. So it's all good. All right, Jace, what about you? Junior this year. Thinking about that next year?
Yeah, I plan whenever I do end up in that college life to go play somewhere and then get my master's in kinesiology at Texas A&M and get into the coaching world in that standpoint.
Yeah, A&M's come through for us. That's about all I'm going to say. Nice
Yes,
about
sir.
A&M. So they're actually in our picks again this week, and we picked them, I think.
Gig
I'm
'em.
not sure. We'll see. We'll see how that all pans out. All right. Before we let you guys go, we appreciate you joining us. We're going to, I think, get a couple of more guys here in just a minute. Anybody you want to give a shout-out to?
My family, my brother, my dad, my mom, for everybody, the support they give me and everybody from Amarillo and Wichita.
All right. Big Ben?
Coach Man. Love Coach Man. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, that's what I got. All my family that supports me.
In your fan club? In the Big Ben fan club? Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Of course.
We can do that. All right. We're going to see who Coach Ben's going to grab for us. We appreciate Ben and Jace joining us. Uh-oh. Wow. Here we go. Got an offensive guy. Make sure he's not wearing a bad shirt. And a middle linebacker. This should be interesting. Introduce yourself for those that don't know your face.
Mason Shore, quarterback, class of 23.
I'm Zach Lacombe, middle linebacker, class of 23.
Okay. All right. So, QB1, how excited were you after that now that you have been on the varsity level 2 years, you got 2 district championships? How exciting was this one?
This one was a lot more special because it was like a comeback victory. It was like we fought for it and we knew what we wanted, and we started slow in the first half and it wasn't our best play, but we all came through in the end and fought hard together, and it was a lot of special things that happened that night.
Did you watch football yesterday?
I actually did not.
No. If you watch the Cowboys, they kind of played like Rouse did in the first half. That high, potent offense, and it was like, what is going on? That's what we were saying. Like, we're so used to being up 21-0, and we're like, okay, well, we got this one. And then we're like 10-0 down. We're like, okay, we're going to see what they're made of. And you guys showed everybody what you're made of. Not only on the offensive side, did you give Troy any tips on that throw?
No,
Running to his left.
He claims he's a better quarterback than me, so I can't give him any tips.
Well,
Every day in practice, he's always talking about how he's a better quarterback.
His QB rating is pretty high right now, and he is 100%.
He came off on the sideline after that pass, and he said, "That's a 3 in the combine." And I was like, "Okay, Troy, relax, Troy."
He's getting out of hand.
Yeah,
All right, so
funny.
Zach, talk a little bit about that defense. We talked after the game a little bit.
All right.
And that defense, second half, what was the thing that changed the momentum for the defense to play as lights out as they did in the second half?
For the defense, mainly getting those turnovers, and then once our offense started scoring again, we had full momentum again, and as well it just kept like a snowball, just kept piling up over and over again. We just keep getting those turnovers and stuff, kept going.
Yeah, it was fun to watch, especially when you got those turnovers and sack on the last play, right? And
that I was so happy because then they had to burn their last time out, and then we knew after that it was just one big old pass that could end it.
There was just a little bit of sense of relief, but also excitement. I mean, that was you look at it. I mean, how you turn that thing around in the second half. You can't write that any better. And I think the question has always been, and we lost a lot of good players from last year, and you guys have stepped in. You and Dash at the middle linebacker position, from H&H Wrecking Crew to Hagan and Clough from last season. I mean, they piled up those stats, rightly so. But you guys have come in, and you've kind of now set your own standard, right?
Yes, sir,
Yeah.
we have.
That whole linebacking crew, even Christian and Jace on the outside. But you got to credit that D-line up front.
Oh yeah, they're making it easy for us.
Yeah, especially when you scrape and it was a physical game. Am I right? How
Yes,
sore
sir,
were you
was.
on Saturday?
I was pretty sore. My ankle wasn't going to do well.
Yeah. Mason, how sore were you? You took a couple of shots in that game.
I was actually very sore.
Yeah?
Yeah. They were hitting, to say the least. They were laying the boomstick, as we were saying.
Yeah. They came out in that first half, and as people say, they punched you guys in the mouth, and you didn't respond until the second half when you kind of woke you up. They gave you a couple uppercuts, and then it was game on.
Yeah, I said that before the game. They're going to punch us in the mouth. It's just a matter of fact if we want to hit them back or not.
Yeah.
We hit them back.
You hit them back. It took a little while, but you hit them back. And that, all that matters.
It don't matter how long it takes, as long as it happens.
There you go.
As long as it happens.
That's why I love QB1, because that's his mentality all the time. Yeah, even like last year, Brenham, the minute 32 on the clock, and it's like left too much time.
Left too much time because
Yeah.
it only took us what? It only took us like 40-something seconds
40
to
seconds,
score.
yeah. So I have faith in that, but it's only going to get tougher from here on out. It's the third part of your season now. What are you looking forward to the most besides all the playoff hype? What are you looking forward to the most?
The next gold ball, to be honest.
Chasing, it's gold ball season, isn't it?
Yeah, I want all of them. We want all of them.
All right, what are you looking forward to the most, Zach?
I'm looking forward to eventually catching up with Clough and Josh's records from last year.
Yeah.
Breaking those. I'm on pace for it, so I should be able to break those for him.
Yeah, and it's good if you're getting those kind of stats because that means you're not getting blocked, right? And
Yes,
if
sir,
you just got to keep
that means the big dude over there is doing his job.
big dude. And he did his job. Yeah, Nick Hudson and Castaneda and O'Reilly and Fisher. Nico got involved. We got to give a shout out to Nico. Nico Fisher. Big 34, and he's not even listening. He's so involved in the conversation over there. It is his birthday today, right?
Yesterday.
Hey, he's driving. Okay, so be aware. Nico Fisher is officially on the road driving because it's his birthday today. Well, why don't you pop your head in here, Nico? Yeah, big Nico right here.
Nick, I'll
Big
trade you
number
my
34. Say some words. Oh, hello. You can say hello.
Oh, what's up, guys?
Nico Fisher. Yeah? Defensive line. How excited were you after the game on Friday?
Oh, I was excited. I didn't think I played too well, but I think I could do a lot better. But I think we all did pretty good as a team, though.
Well, yeah, you got the win, and you got the district championship. Second one back to back. That's pretty good to be a part of that, right?
Yes, sir.
Because now it's that standard, that expectation, right?
Yes, sir.
You got to live up to that, especially as underclassmen. You guys set that standard early, right? Get those younger guys keep pushing you, right? All right, favorite flavor of ice cream? Do you have one? Oh, here we go.
Probably something simple. Probably like Oreo cookies and cream.
Okay, cookies and cream. Mason, what about you? Favorite
I
flavor?
discovered a new ice cream the other night.
Oh, no.
Cookie two-step.
Oh, okay.
It is amazing. I encourage everybody to try Cookie two-step.
And he doesn't get played by Bluebell, do you? You're
No,
not
I
endorsed
wish.
by Bluebell? Not yet.
I can't go to Brenham to
Right.
see the Bluebell factory either. I'm not welcome over there.
No, they know number 11 when he shows up. Yeah, breaking hearts over there at Brenham. Not only their place, they come over here, you just break their hearts again. That's what we like. All right, superstitions. Any before the game things you have to do?
I'm looking at the camera when I say this one. I cannot change my hair. Once the season starts, there's no more changing the hair.
Okay.
That's my one superstition now.
Okay.
No dyeing it. The mullet stays.
The mullet is going to stay. Okay.
That's my only superstition. I cannot change my hair.
All right, Nico, what about you? Defensive lineman. You got any superstitions?
Probably the same thing. I'm not dyeing my hair. I'm not dyeing my hair.
Shaving your head?
Oh yeah, I shave my head, but like I'm trying to let it grow out now.
Okay.
Trying to get a little
Those
long.
flowing locks when you take your helmet off, all the girls swoon over you.
Yep.
We're
Yeah.
not doing anything to the hair this year.
Yep.
No,
I'm
nothing to the hair. Okay, you heard it here. Nothing to the hair. Mom heard it as well. All right.
Mom, I know Mom's watching.
she's going to hold you to it. She's going to keep playing it back when you're like, Mom, I'm going to dye my hair. Nope, not going to happen. So let's talk a little bit about – I'm going to ask you a question, tough question. You ready? Not a math question. You good in math?
No, I'm not.
Okay, we won't ask you a math question then. You have $1 million. It's your birthday. You got $1 million. What's the first thing you buy?
Ooh. Honestly, I'm probably going to buy my parents a house or something or a car. But first thing I would buy for me, probably a Hellcat. Honestly.
Okay.
I'll probably get a Hellcat first. Yes, bro. A Hellcat.
Okay. All right. All right.
It
That
is
seems
dangerous.
a little dangerous, but
is
yeah,
dangerous.
it's you know, you only live once. What are you buying, Mason? $1 million.
$1 million. I told my mom one time I was going to get her a Maserati.
Okay.
So I'll get my mom the Maserati that she might not even want.
Okay.
Might not even like Maseratis. I don't know.
Just put it in the garage and just look
But
at
I
it.
promised her I would get her one.
Okay.
Then I'd probably buy a little bit of land for my dad to go hunting on. But he would probably, probably go hunting on. And then
What's Mason buying for himself? This is what I'm interested in.
a truck for sure.
A truck.
A decked out Ford or Ram diesel truck probably.
Ram diesel truck.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
That along with probably a boat or a house.
Okay. Or a houseboat.
Or
You
a
just
houseboat.
sit on the lake, right?
Yeah, I just
or a
sit
yacht.
on the
Yeah,
lake,
just
anchor
sit on
up.
the. Yeah. Just
Money Island.
There you go. I like it. Thinking big. Mason's got big dreams. I like it. All right. Before we let you guys go, anybody you want to give a shout out to?
I want to shout out the whole defense, all the student section, and the fans that came out and supported us. Coach Pleasant and his family, Raider Nation, Shane, because he's looking at me.
All right, Nico.
I'm going to shout out my mom, my dad, whole defense, and the offense for clutching at the end. Shout out to my D-line dogs, and shout out to Coach E.
Coach E. I was going to say Coach E. You got to give him a shout out. He's catalyst
Big
behind
part.
that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah? Get you guys to play as big as he is.
Yeah.
It's pretty good, yeah? Yeah. Yeah. All right, guys. We appreciate you joining us, and good luck on Friday by district against Austin Travis, not Lake Travis. People think it's Lake. I'm like, no, Travis, it's Austin Travis. We'll clarify all that, but we appreciate you guys joining us. We'll take a break here on Inside Raider Nation live from Sharksburg. We come back, we'll talk more about the upcoming game. We'll be back right after this. The Crossover's vision is to give kids and adults a chance to find out what they're passionate about and to motivate them to work hard to achieve great things. We want to bring families together in one destination where they can enjoy their time together no matter what dreams they are chasing. From here, you can go anywhere. The Crossover is Cedar Park's premier sports, wellness, and entertainment destination and is a proud supporter of Rouse Raiders football. Visit crossovertx.com to learn more and go Raiders. Back to Inside Raider Nation. as we get our camera person to adjust. There we go.
Keep coming,
I
keep
really
coming.
don't need to be in the picture,
There
to be
we
quite
go.
honest
Oh,
with you.
come on, we got to get you in here, Sonny.
Yeah. But, Coach,
Get you live.
yeah, my 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take it. I'll take it, Coach. We're going to go quickly to our pick'ems, which, I don't know how we did it. We all finished 5-0 in the college picks.
Hey, there you go.
They were easy. Chuck finished 4-1, so he missed one game, which he took Auburn over A&M, and we all picked A&M for some odd reason. But we're going to see what our picks are again this week. We'll look at those real quick. And then the NFL.
Ooh.
It was not good. 2-3. Cody was the only one who finished 3-2. Chuck's still now. He owns a 3-game lead. He's 5 games in front of third, and he's in front of fourth place. So we flipped that over.
We're still over 500. I'm winning money left and right.
Yeah, exactly. and you know what? That doesn't really matter. The one that matters is you're sitting number 1 in the district as a district champion.
Amen. That's all I told you.
That was all he was worried about. So we'll go through our picks. We had OU and Baylor. That one, I know Judson's thinking every week. It scares him. He kind of worries me. A diehard OU fan. He says no. We're going to go with OU, OSU, Oklahoma State, Ohio State, and Purdue. Purdue, with their upset win, I think Ohio State's just too much for them.
I do too.
Yeah. A&M and Ole Miss, we all went with A&M. I think maybe Cody may have taken Ole Miss. He may have taken Ole Miss instead of A&M. He always has that one pick that he has in there. You took Mississippi State versus Auburn. I think Auburn's a little upset, so I'm going to go with Auburn.
There you go.
Yeah.
It could be.
You don't know anymore.
I'm just going to stay with the Pirate. I just like Mike Leach. So that's the reason why I'm going to go with him.
You know, TCU getting the upset, but I don't think. I think Oklahoma State. Maybe that Bedlam game really looking scary.
Yeah, it is. It's going to be a tough one.
That's good defense Oklahoma State has. So we all picked Oklahoma State, and then our Cowboys. They let us down, but we think they'll beat the Falcons somehow. And then the Chargers and the Vikings. The Vikings are kind of, I don't know. Kirk Cousins is just a solid quarterback, but we think the Chargers are going to be win that one. You took the Pats against the Browns.
Yeah.
Mayfield and company looked pretty good without Odell Beckham on Sunday.
The Patriots have been playing well. They really have. What I get to see. Seems
the
like
highlights,
well.
ESPN highlights about all that I get to see as well. Saints and the Titans. I don't think the Saints have enough. Titans looked really good.
Yeah, they're kind of getting that ground game going.
Especially even Von Miller going over to the Rams, and then they still can't beat the Titans, but they did make the Cowboys look silly for sure. And the Chiefs and the Raiders, it's kind of mixed bag there. I'm picking the Chiefs. You're going with the Raiders.
I'm not going to vote against the Raiders at any time right now. I don't care which Raiders it is.
That's why I figured you picking you thought it was the Rouse Raiders.
Yeah, I thought you had Rouse on
Raiders.
there.
That's just
I'll
ingrained in you.
The Chiefs, sure.
Raiders.
Let's go.
Raiders. That's what we're going to. All right, so this week, as we start previewing this Friday against Austin, Travis, kind of what did they present that you kind of think on the defensive side? You faced a lot of fronts this year, people jumping into a 3 when they've been into a 4, and then they kind of come in this mixed bag, and they're trying all different ways to stop your offense. What do you see that Travis presents as a problem on defense?
Well, Travis, talking to Coach Martinez and talking, a lot of times when you don't see an opponent very often, like we don't see Travis, I call some of the coaches around that know him, and I got a lot of calls about him, just, hey, don't sleep on him. Coach Martinez runs a great program. He's going to be tough. He's going to coach his kids, and you start watching the film, and you're like, yeah, they're not, yes, the record isn't great and stuff like that. Then, they don't have the depth that a lot of us have on this side of the school districts and stuff. But they have some talented players. They got 3 or 4 kids right now that, really kept me up at night. And there was times, watching them play, this is, Liberty Hill, McCallum, those teams who McCallum beat Anderson, hey, we went to the wire with them, and so they're battling with those, and that guy's going up over guys, catching balls. They've kind of rotated a couple guys around to quarterback, and we'll be interested to see who comes out and plays against us at that position. But very physical on that side. They're big up front. They're not lacking in size, not super fast, but they are big, and they get in the way, and all of a sudden their backs are good enough that if you give them a crease, they'll go to the house. They've scored big plays on all their opponents this year. And so, the challenge is they got to turn around and line up on defense too. So their defense is a lot of their offensive starters. They're not going to be as a big depth team that we've seen. And so, obviously we got to use our tempo. We got to wear them down. We got to make them play fast. We got to make them have to adjust a lot, use their lack of depth against them to put them in stressful situations to keep us on track and do what we do on offense. And, it's going to be you're down to like I told them this morning, seniors, this could have been your last Monday practice ever. For some of you, this might be the last time you ever put on a helmet again, ever. Yeah. Like it's not something you just go pick up and play on the weekend when you're 40 with your buddies.
Yeah.
You're going to be keeping a lot of PTs and orthopedics in business, and doing it. So don't take this for granted. You got to be present in this moment. If you want to get to the next step, you got to take this one first. We say 1-0 every week. Every coach says that, but like literally, this could be your last Tuesday, this last Wednesday. Challenge those juniors, sophomores, and freshmen that are coming to practice. Hey, in a couple of years, you're going to be standing on this other side, and it's going to be your senior. What kind of look do you want these guys to give you in the scout team? How hard do you want them to press you? Do you want them to show up on time? You want them to keep everything in rhythm and balanced. And so it's all about staying in that consistency of moments and being connected to each other and doing all those things that we talk about with our C's and our culture. And it's real important we do those things right now, because I told them there's going to be a story this week in the state of Texas where a number 1 loses to a number 4. Yeah. It's going to happen. It's guaranteed, and it is every year, and it's a big story. Dave Campbell's is going to ride. Everybody's reporting it's a Cinderella team, and been there, done that as a 4 seed ourselves. So, what do you want to do? Are you going to be what side of that story do you want to be on right now? Did we just take care of business, and hopefully, we should go after these guys, and we should put them in some tough situations because we're a little more fortunate than they are, but. Coach Martinez has done a great job. They're going to come out. They're going to be prepared. They're going to give us everything we want, and we're going to have to be organized. If we sleep at all on this, it'll bite us in the tail.
Yeah, and you talk about that third phase of the season, but it's always tough to not, because social media is so present, right, and prevalent these days, and kids look at it all the time. It's hard not to get caught up in all that media hype of how good Rouse is and look what Rouse is doing, and kind of lose focus, I guess you could say. But tell me if I'm wrong, and I've seen it in these guys play enough to know that they came in and it seemed like in that first half, the reason why those things were happening is it was a little tight. I think in the second half, when they kind of relaxed and got confidence on the defense especially, you could see them loosening up. And you made mention of one thing that sticks out of my mind is they said they had fun.
Yeah, we started having a little more fun. I think the pressure that some of our seniors put on themselves early to be playing so well. I mean, everybody had family in town for senior night. Yeah. It was an emotional senior presentation. That was crazy. That was a wreck. It got me off. I won't lie. I mean, it was like, oh my gosh, what's happening? And I know it was emotional for them. And you get those pictures, and this is your. It's a big night, and it's a special group. We talked about that and the leadership they have, and that's why I think they got a little tight, absolutely on. And, you obviously settled in, and we pulled it out. This is about now just coming out and playing your best football for 4 quarters and now forever, or you're going to be at home. Yeah. We talked a lot about that on the last couple weekends. You don't, again, there is no redos. There's no go, let's meet on Saturday and reset and talk about what we got to fix. It's all or none from here out. And you're right. There's going to be a lot of stories. Everybody's going to do playoff predictions, brackets, who's going to come out. You're going to have all those people, and, we'll be in those conversations. And, that's great. But don't matter if you don't win the first one, so let's just take care of business now.
And that's what we talk about and we look at, too. And I know I kind of like you. I kind of just don't listen to all that noise. There are some media people already slotting the game, Rouse, Liberty Hill, the rematch, and that's down the road. I mean, that's still we say down the road like it's a long ways away, Coach.
Several weeks away.
Here we are 10 weeks into the season, and we thought that was just the other day. It felt just like last week to us, right?
Yeah,
when you guys are grinding. But I think a lot of people are looking ahead, and they're trying to make those predictions. And, I think you guys do a great job of just kind of focusing on what's the task at hand. And coming out and saying, we just got to take care of Travis.
I didn't talk to the Booster Club or anybody about getting a gold ball for the district championship beforehand. So if we happen to win, it's there at the game, or take the extra spare one that we might have to, have a semblance of one. And You know, I told you, nope, we're not doing this year. I'm not going to come in on camera. Nope, we're not doing it. So there's that mentality. But like today, I spent probably 80% of my day talking with Sharyland out of Mission, Texas, and Floresville, Texas, because they play each other, and that's who we match up with. So you got to start those conversations now about playoff sites, where you're going to play, especially with the distance that's between us and Mission, Texas is a long ways, boys. Yeah. And so, you know, you got to start getting on stadium lists where the potential sites are going to be. Are you just going to be a Thursday, Friday, Saturday? Well, you want to play Friday, but what if the stadium's not available? Well, we like this stadium. Well, I like this one, you know, and there's a lot of, you know, what official crew are we going to go with? And so you got to get that stuff done, because if you wait till Saturday, forget it. Yeah. You're going to be you'll be flipping home and home. And you're either on a really good side of that coin or not. So you kind of, and of course we start trading film with those guys. And so, yes, there's that tendency to kind of peek a little out of the corner, but you have to. And that's the hard part for me, but I'm lucky because I've got a great staff where I can focus on some of that stuff and not let that be their distraction. They get to focus just solely on getting ready for Travis. Yeah. It's the only thing they need to think about and do.
Boy, I'm from top to bottom, and Coach even said this last year to you, and the assembling the staff that is at Rouse, not just from a football standpoint, but what I've seen at the freshman and JV level is how hard they're coaching them, but also how hard they're loving them.
Oh, yeah.
And it is just a testament, and people don't see that because, again, as a parent and your kid's playing, you're just worried about your kid. We don't see what goes on in practice. We don't see the camaraderie, the relationships that are being built, the things that coaches can get their kids to do that their own parents are like, I told you that a million times, but yet you're going to listen to Coach Mann? Okay, well, that works. But I think it's just that special bond because you guys spend a lot of time with these kids. And I know that's one of the things that, you know, kids probably won't say it. And, you know, they'll say it off the air, but is one of the things is they want to spend more time around their brothers and around the coaches. Yeah. And because there is a lot of time put in, a lot of investment. And that's why this was so special, I think, because of all that time and investment. And it's not over. I think now we're just it's just scary, but we're just starting to see some of the more of those wrinkles come out. And we'll see more of them, I'm sure, on Friday because if it's win or go home.
And they get to see it. You know, the varsity guys get that connection. And now what's so big for our sub-varsity guys that aren't around them and our freshmen that, you know, they're going to be on that sideline and they're going to, like I told the freshmen, which we had a great attendance this morning from that freshman class. I was really proud of that. Not a big majority of our JV guys. So it was just like we were going into another week. And I said, this is where you guys get to, you don't have a game then technically on the schedule, but you could get in. You don't know that. And I said, here's the thing about is you get not only get more reps in practice, but you get to study now. You just get to be a fly on the wall and watch that Ben Armstrong. If I'm Hunter Simpson watching Ben Armstrong, what does he do? How does he approach practice? Mm-hmm. If I'm Judson Mann, I'm watching Troy Oliver. If I'm, Adrian Graves, I'm watching, Jacob DeLeon. If I'm Steck, I'm watching this guy. If I'm all these guys, I'm watching these guys play in front of me. And how do they warm up? How do they get ready? How do they take that coaching? How do they do all this stuff? And then they'll be there on the sideline to see, ooh, wow, Coach E gets on him just like he gets on me on the sideline. Or, wow, it's a little different here. Or, man, because that first time you run through the tunnel and you are on the field, you're like, whoa, it's a little bigger and it's a little louder and it's a little more. But we get to get that out of our system a little bit this next couple of weeks with them. And so they got to jump on that, take advantage of it. I'm excited about those guys.
Yeah, it's going to be an exciting time just to get to experience it, right?
Oh, it's
the playoff
huge.
Experiences.
Well, it's why Lake Travis, Cedar Park, Vandergrift, the West Lakes, like, how do they just keep reloading? Well, they get 6 weeks extra practice than we do. I mean, we get a chance right now to get 3 extra days of practice on our opponents that are not in the playoffs. You got to use that now. Don't waste it. And that's been really hard on them on that. But, amazing stuff.
Well, what's also amazing, and Coach, before we forget, we have executive producer Cody Franks would have already been on us about Players of the Week. We got to go through that. We're going to go through that, and we're going to start, as we always do, with our Defensive Player of the Week. And the Metis family has to be
we got
very
two for
proud.
two. I didn't know the other Metis got on there. That's awesome. Yeah,
Luke and Owen, and that guy actually spelled his name right.
You got Connor right this time.
Connor
You better.
right this time.
I know his dad. I don't want to hear from him. No, Luke obviously with the tip pass. He obviously ran the route for the kid a lot of times. The thing that we had worked Luke at safety a lot because of the way they ran the ball. We just thought it was a better matchup just physically inside. And as the game went on, we needed to move him out to corner just because of the way the progression of the game happened. And it was unselfish on all the guys. Luke jumped back out there and did a tremendous job. I mean, ran routes, got up, drove on the ball, did a tremendous job. Owen is just carrying that right on. One of the fiercest competitors. He's my funnest guy to line up on scout team. Does a tremendous job. And then Connor's grown every week. I mean, the guy came in, wanted to be a receiver. Now I can't get him to quit being an outside linebacker. It's been really fun to watch his growth and his progression, being more of a baseball guy playing football. Now I could say he's a football baseball guy. He's a dual sport guy now, and really proud of his growth and progression on that.
Yeah, it's been fun to watch him play. And then of course on the offensive side, I mean, you got to go with Troy. I mean, 1 for 1 on the season, touchdown pass, no interceptions. I'm thinking about Bryce Johns. I've watched him play this season better and better each week and running harder behind those pads. And then Wyatt. I mean, Wyatt's just it's so fun to watch these kids when you talk about they're figuring it out. You see that light go off and they just start playing and they're going after it.
Yeah, bouncing back from D-line more to O-line, and he just started, we had him at guard, then he had to jump out to tackle because the guy got hurt at tackle, and we struggled with that Brenham group was really good on the JV, and we didn't quite get off, but we finished so much better than we did against the Glenn game, and I was really proud on the road like that we stuck it back in there, did a good job. And Bryce, I heard them debating who this and this and this, and it's just like you watch the film and it's undeniable like how hard he runs. And I mean, I saw glimpses because we saw him some in scout team last week, and I'm like, dang, that was nice. That was really he hit that really tight and stuff. And it wouldn't surprise me if Bryce doesn't impact us a little this next Friday night too.
Yeah, that'd be fun to see. We're going to step over to our teacher, sports med, and our scout team. I know we've talked about Avery a lot and what he does. There's such a deep roster, especially that D line. And there's guys that like Nico and Jason that are still behind Ben and Castaneda and things like that. But they come in, everybody makes an impact. And he makes an impact. This is probably one of your most important ones, I think, the player of the week. Not the others aren't important, but this is a scout team.
It's huge because we get in there and a lot of times we got enough skill guys to go out there and play receiver and stuff, but we don't have a lot of linemen on that JV freshman group. When the freshmen leave, we're really thin, and a lot of times I'm like, hey, I need a tight end, and Avery's like, I got it. And so this week he jumped every time. I didn't even have to say it. He just started jumping in, and it did a great job giving the guys a look and just had a good look on his face about doing it, was proud to do it, and then he'd go over there and get his D-line reps and come out, hey, you need a tight end again? Yep, here we go. And he was lining up without me even, a couple weeks ago I'd been like, I got to go in and do the scout. And he's just jumping in and getting after it, and I've been really proud of his attitude and his mentality. And Kayla Nance, our sports med, and Kristen Clifford, works on our special ed department, behavior department, does a tremendous job with our kids. So proud of all those guys and everything they do to help the program out.
And of course, special teams, the kickers getting some love at the JV and freshman level. The Connor Lyons and Justin Tatum, they've been really improved throughout the season for both those guys. But Corey, it's just he not only does it as a receiver in that unsung hero position or the unsung receiver, he gets his catches. But man, I'm telling you what, on special teams, you can watch 18 and 16, and it's one of those two guys, the first one's down. Yeah,
and like we said, in this big role, he jumped in and was the holder. Backup holder, we don't have our starting holder, which is, you talk about the first PAT, I'm like,
a little nervous.
Like, yeah. And not that I didn't believe Corey can do it. It's just different. It's not easy. It's not like, just catch, put the ball down. Like, we got guys that can't do it. Like, good athletes can't do it. And just him jumping in and not even flinching did a great job on that.
Yeah. And then the overall this week, and I'm telling you, Noah Fabila at the freshman level, he was all over the place on defense. He makes a great over-the-shoulder catch. Him and Matthew Steck, we got them both on pictures, and it was just good. And then Carter going down to the JV level and just overall. But then you get Big Ben. What a game!
Ben. I mean, it's going to be hard to replace 15 whenever this run does end, because from the leadership, from the mentality to playing defensive end to playing tight end
right.
to he's on our PAT. He would go back there and punt if I would let him. I mean, he wants to do it. He's engaged in practice. He doesn't look for ways out of practice. He doesn't look for time off. He's just grinding, running out there, and just his enthusiasm, energy on the sideline has just been really one of the biggest growth of a leader I've seen maybe through the 3 years. And I love his honesty. He'll tell you what he's thinking. He'll come have hard conversations with you and about situations, which for his age and mentality, he's so mature, and really proud of Ben.
Ben does a really good job just being Ben.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
That's the thing is, we have to play this again, Coach. You didn't allow us to record the district championship, but you were waiting for this. Is what we were waiting on, is that district
See,
championship.
I wanted you to be able to create a cool graphic.
There
you didn't
you
need
go.
me.
Oh, we
could do
needed
the
you.
Cool. No,
we needed you. Just throw the R's up.
Yeah, just
there you go. We'll get that. But Friday night, 7 o'clock, Bible Stadium against Austin Travis. Like I said, if you can't come out to Bible Stadium, join us here on A to Z Sports Media. We'll have the information of how you can watch the game online. And we appreciate the Rouse Raider Football Booster Club, all that they've done all season long, and they're just ramping up now for the playoff run to take care of these boys, because it's another expense, right, that you want to plan for, but then by the same token you're not really sure. And so with a 501c3, you can't just keep all that money from year to year. It's got to be spent. So they're going to spend it.
Yeah,
and,
I'm going to spend it.
Yeah, it's going to be a long
it.
run. So that's what Coach Mann's going to spend it on. Is taking care of these boys throughout the playoffs, and it starts on Friday, third part of the season, where everybody comes in 0-0, and we get to see what happens on Friday night. So
absolutely, appreciate. I mean, it's been a great 2 seasons. Let's go finish the third, and shout out to the student section, the rules, the band, the cheerleaders. Man, they just do an unbelievable job at game day. Shout out to my mom making the trip down, thinking about her. She's got a big couple weeks coming up with her battle, so. Praying for her, and my brother and my niece and nephew got to come down. That's always cool. And then, I'm pretty spoiled because my high school coach that coached me, my D-line coach, he drove all the way from Amarillo to Brenham to watch the JV game, then back to here to watch us play. And like I said, if he wouldn't have been around all day Friday to just have stuff to talk about, I don't know if I'd have made it through that day. And then, the coaching's such a special fraternity. I mean, we're all kind of crazy to do it, to be honest, but once you get in that group, it's just neat to see the relationships and growth that impact has on each other, and then the impact he's had on us. So really appreciate everybody. Thank you all to what y'all are doing. I mean, God, got down there and y'all were capturing every second of that, and that was really cool. I was like, turn around, went, oh crap, that's Sonny on the sideline. All right, here we go. And just seeing the crew and what y'all are bringing to some of our kids. They're like, hey, how do we get a part of that? And that's exciting to see it expand to what we've all kind of been wanting this to kind of emerge too.
Yeah.
So
we've had our visions, you and I, and talked about this. This is year 7 of Inside Raider Nation, and my contract goes to year 10, I believe. That's when somebody graduates over here. So we won't talk about that right now, but it's been a great ride, and we're looking forward to the playoffs. And everybody join us at Bible Stadium 7 o'clock on Friday. If you can't make it out, A2ZSportsMedia.com. We'll find out more information on how to watch it online if you can't make it out to the game. And we were going to wrap things up here from Sharksburg. We appreciate Sharksburger, Dino, Pete, all the guys here that take care of us each and every week, and we're going to continue this hopefully up until the week before Christmas. That's what I've got on my calendar already set. Inside Raider Nation all the way.
1 week at a time.
Okay.
You can book it all the way out, and we'll meet in the middle or all the way at the end. That'll be fine with me.
I'm going to book it all the way out, Coach. That's just what we're going to do. As we try to, we appreciate all that the A to Z Sports Media team does, bringing you Inside Raider Nation as well as Rouse Raider football this season, and standard, the expectation, and the district champions of 2021 are your Rouse Raiders. So as we wrap up here from Sharksburg at the Cold Spring Shopping Center location, for Coach Mann, head coach of the district champions Rouse Raiders, I am Sonny Zappetta, voice of the Raiders, saying goodbye, good night, and until next time, God bless, and as always,
Go Raiders.
Go Raiders.